living in a sci-fi movie much? I mean, AI is everywhere you look these days. And today we're really diving into what that means. Not just the robots and self-driving cars, though those are cool, but how AI is going to shake up the way we work, even the way we think. And to guide us through this whole AI jungle, we've got AI and economics expert Dr. Eric Brynjolfsson. He just gave this talk about the future of business with something called generative AI. And whoa, let me tell you, mind officially blown.
The thing is, and this is where Dr. Brynjolfsson really got me thinking, this isn't just like our phone's getting a bit better at texting back or something. This is huge. He actually compares it to, get this, the invention of electricity.
Electricity. Okay, now you got to explain that one.
It's like electricity, but for our minds. This is about a fundamental change in how we, deal with the world, how we process information. It's that big.
So not just smarter gadgets, but smarter.us. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. But okay, before we go too far, what even IS AI that makes it different this time?
So Dr. Brynjolfsson uses this term, general purpose technology. Think about the internet for a sec, right? It changed everything. How we talk to each other, how businesses work, even how we watch silly cat videos. AI's got that same power. But instead of just changing how we share info, it's messing with how we think, how we learn, problem solving, the whole deal.
Okay, so big picture stuff. But I got to ask, because whenever I hear people talk about AI now, it's all machine learning this and algorithms that. Is that just the cool new tech slang, or is there something actually different going on under the hood?
No, you're right to zero in on that. It's not just buzzwords. It's a whole different way we're making software now.
Yeah.
Dr. Brynjolfsson, he breaks down like this. It used to be we told computers exactly what to do, step by step, like a recipe, super specific. But now, with machine learning, it's more like you show the computer a million pictures of cakes, different cakes, and it figures out how to bake one on its own. It learns from examples instead of instructions.
So instead of programming, we're teaching, kind of.
Exactly. He calls it software 2.0. And it's the key to why AI is so powerful. And honestly, a little freaky if you think about it too long.
Freaky powerful is a good way to put it. But, okay, we've got this crazy powerful tech changing how we do, well, everything. What's that mean for us regular folks just trying to, live our lives? I think a lot of people hear AI and they picture, robots stealing their jobs tomorrow.
Well, about those jobs.
Yeah, about those jobs. That's what everyone wants to know, right? Are the robots coming for us?
Right. It's the big question.
Yeah.
And Dr. Brynjolfsson, he says the way AI changes jobs, it's not as simple as robots just showing up and taking over.
Okay, good. Because I think I'm still human, at least for now. So what's the deal then?
So Dr. Brynjolfsson, he did this really cool study. They looked at how AI was being used in, of all places, call centers.
Call centers? Really? I mean, no offense to any call center heroes out there, but it doesn't exactly scream high-tech future to me.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But that's what makes this study so interesting. So there's this company, Cresta, and they were using this type of AI, generative AI, kind of like the stuff behind those chatbot things everyone's talking about.
Yeah. Those things are kind of creepy, honestly. But okay, call centers, AI, what happened?
So get this. They didn't use the AI to replace the human call center agents. They used it to, get this, make the humans better at their jobs.
Wait, what? How do you make a human better with AI in a call center? Did they give them robot voices or something?
Not quite. Think of it more like they gave every single agent this super-powered helper, like having a cheat sheet for every possible customer problem.
Okay, now that is kind of cool, but did it actually work?
It totally did. They saw a huge jump in how efficient those call centers were. Productivity went way up.
Okay, so the AI is helping things run smoother. I get that. But what about the actual customer experience? And what about the agents? Are they cool with this AI, listening in on their every word?
Well, that's where it gets really wild. So not only was productivity up, but the customers, they were happier too. It's like having that AI backup, let the agents really focus on, actually connecting with the person on the other end of the line and solving their problems.
And the agents themselves, did they like having this AI buddy?
You're not going to believe this. The agents, especially the ones who were new to the whole call center thing, they were actually learning from the AI.
Learning? How to be better at their job?
Exactly. Just by watching how the AI responded to stuff, they were picking up new skills. Even when the AI messed up sometimes, because tech isn't perfect, the agents were still better than before they ever started working with it. It's like the AI was some kind of, silent mentor or something.
So even when the AI messed up, it was still teaching the humans. That's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
It really is. And it gets even weirder. They found that the way the agents talk to customers, their actual language, it got better over time too. More professional, more sophisticated. Like they were mirroring the language patterns of the best of the best agents.
Whoa. It's like the AI wasn't just giving them information. It was like subtly leveling up their entire communication style.
Exactly. And that's what makes Dr. Brynjolfsson's work so powerful, I think. We often focus on AI replacing jobs, but this study shows it can make us better at those jobs in ways we might not even expect. It's like AI isn't just about efficiency. It's about unlocking human potential.
That's a much more optimistic way to look at it for sure. But it also, I don't know, it makes the whole AI thing seem even more powerful, even a little bit scary. Like if it can make us better at our jobs without us even realizing it, what else can it do?
That's a very good question. And it kind of leads us to this other big idea that Dr. Brynjolfsson talks about. He calls it the Turing trap.
The Turing trap. Okay, now you got to explain that one. The Turing trap. Okay, yeah, that sounds ominous. What is it?
So basically, it's this idea, right? We get so caught up in making AI mimic humans,
Yeah.
trying to make it do everything we do, only better,
I guess it makes sense. Like we see ourselves as the gold standard or something.
right? But Dr. Brynjolfsson, he's saying, what if we're limiting AI by doing that? What if its real potential is something totally different, something we can't even imagine because we're stuck in this human-only mindset?
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to see the trap. It's like we're so busy trying to teach AI how to walk like us, talk like us, we don't even realize it could be flying circles around us the whole time.
Exactly. And he gives this great example. Imagine, right, back when we invented the steam engine, powerful new tech, right? But what if, instead of seeing the possibilities, we just tried to make like mechanical horses? We'd have missed out on so much.
Mechanical horses. That's a pretty funny visual. But yeah, I get it. So we need to let AI be its own thing, not just a copycat of us. But honestly, it's kind of hard to imagine what that even looks like, you know? AI just doing its own thing, exceeding us in every way. A little scary, right?
It's definitely a big shift. But think about, for example, how AI is being used right now in stuff like developing new medicines, new materials, things like that.
Yeah.
It's already coming up with solutions that human scientists with all our fancy degrees and labs would never have even thought of.
So instead of seeing AI as this, like, threat to human intelligence, we should be thinking of it as a totally new kind of intelligence.
What?
One that can push the boundaries of what's possible in ways we can't even fathom.
Exactly. It's like that quote, the real voyage of discovery, dot blah, 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 dot new eyes.
Love that quote. Though, God, man, I can never remember the whole thing. But the point is, it's about seeing things in a whole new way. And speaking of new ways of seeing things, let's talk about how this all shakes out in the real world. Because if AI is going to be this different, this powerful, I got to imagine it's going to have some pretty big consequences. Jobs, the economy, everything, right?
Absolutely. And that's something Dr. Brynjolfsson is really passionate about. He's not just some tech guy saying, hey, cool robots. He's thinking about the human side of all this too. He's got this whole initiative called Project Apollo.
Project Apollo. Catchy. What's that about?
So with Project Apollo, they're trying to figure out the big questions. How do we make sure the good stuff from AI, the progress, the benefits, how do we make sure that's going to everyone, not just ending up in the hands of a few tech billionaires?
Yeah, because as cool as AI is, if it just makes the rich richer and leaves everyone else behind, that's not exactly a win for humanity.
Exactly. So they're looking at that. They're looking at how we prepare people for the jobs of the future, jobs that probably don't even exist yet. It's really about using AI to build a better future for everybody, not just a select few.
Okay, so it's not just about building smarter machines, it's about building a smarter future, period. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
But let's be real, for folks listening to this, it can all feel a bit, I don't know, overwhelming. Like, where do we even begin to wrap our heads around all this, let alone actually prepare for it?
It's a lot, for sure. But I think, honestly, the first step is the simplest. Stay curious. Stay informed. Like Dr. Brynjolfsson, he's got tons of great stuff on his website, articles, videos, all sorts of easy-to-digest explanations of this stuff. We'll link to it in the show notes.
Perfect. And hey, knowledge is power, right? Or in this case, maybe knowledge is the key to, not getting outsmarted by our future robot overlords.
There's that, yeah.
Just kidding. Mostly. But seriously, this has been mind-expanding stuff. Any last words of wisdom for our listeners before we wrap things up?
I think the biggest thing to remember is the future isn't set in stone.
Yeah.
We actually get a say in how this all plays out. The more we understand AI, the more we talk about it, the better the chances we can use it to build a future where everyone benefits.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll leave you with this thought. If AI is learning faster than ever, shouldn't we be too? How do WE become lifelong learners, adaptable, all that good stuff, to not just survive, but thrive in this AI-powered world? It's something to think about, right? That's it for today's deep dive, everybody. Until next time, stay curious.